everyone, welcome to Harpy Stitch. I'm Amy and this is my Flosstube all about cross stitch. This is, I think, Flosstube number 24. It is week 10, I think, of my year of new starts. I didn't pull up my YouTube page to check my numbers. Oh well. I just got home from work and I am about to go to a Stitch Together that I host once a month. So I'm a little crunched for time because I stayed at work a little later than I normally do. So I have, let's see, roll back. Thank you for coming to watch and hang out with me for a little bit. I am at 150 subscribers, which is kind of exciting. Thank you for all of you who keep coming back, and thank you to all the new ones. And life has been pretty busy, working my 2 jobs as usual. I did take Friday off from my other job. I had a job interview for a high school media position for next year, so crossing my fingers. I also applied for 3 other elementary librarian jobs in that same district, and some jobs for librarians are coming up for the school district that I'm working in this year, and the the city that I live in now, which would be nice. No need to move. Although I would be 40 minutes closer to my kid if I got the other job and we moved. Weather has been weird. Actually, not too weird, but Friday we had our first thunderstorm of the spring, and then Saturday we had a day of 50 to 60 mile an hour winds and frozen mix. And today it's still kind of windy and chilly, but it's very sunny. So school, just a couple more months of school coming left. Cat is still catting. Right now, I opened the blinds to our big window wall that we have outside, and there's a bird, and he is intently watching them outside with his ears back like he wants to jump at them. So if you hear a giant thud, it's probably the cat jumping at the window. My focus this week for my stitching was to work on March Madness pieces. There were a couple I skipped. I just didn't feel like working on them, so I swapped in something else. And then instead of taking Rare Horror Flies with me to night school this week, I took some smalls that I'm going to show you. Sorry for the crinkles. So this was a gift that I got in a gift bag when we went to Welcome Stitchery. And not my usual style, but what I'm going to do with this little guy is put him in the hoop that he came with. And when he's done, I only have 2 colors left. And inside the hoop, I wrote that this is to commemorate my first visit to Welcome Stitchery down in Blue Earth, Minnesota. And then the date that I went, or the month and the year anyway. So that'll be my little memory piece since I got it at the beginning of the trip. And I think everybody on the trip was given one of these. Well, everybody but the person who gave them. And then I worked a little bit on my Povitrulya, my accent's terrible, Boo bookmark that I got sent as a request to review her products. And I'm not the only one. I saw that Stuart and Stitches also got the same offer. And she did offer me a second bookmark, but I did not pick one. Maybe I should have. But yes, that's my cute little, I got some progress on the little witch hat that the ghost is wearing. So very cute. I'm looking forward to that. It does say that when you put it together, you could put a piece of cardboard in. I don't think I'm going to. I know it'll make the bookmark a little floppy, but then it won't make it so thick that it damages the book binding. I'm not about really thick bookmarks because it damages the binding of the spine. So I tend to mostly I just use Post-it notes or receipts. Those are my fancy bookmarks. Post-it notes and receipts. Receipts because they're always laying around, and Post-it notes because you can put them in, they don't fall out, and they don't leave residue on the pages. So perfect bookmark. Zip noise. Oop. So now to the big projects that I used for my March Madness. I didn't take those out of the bag much more than that because I'm taking them with me to Caribou to go stitch with some other people here shortly. So, first thing I worked on after I spoke with you last week was Cliffhanger. This is by Haid. It still kind of looks like a crazy little guy that you might have made a giant picture out of on the ground to talk to aliens in outer space. But at least I'm getting some colors that aren't just that dark red. Look, there's a little bit of peach. So I got some good progress on that. It still doesn't look like much, but it will be books that look like cliffs or cliffs that look like books with a little lady sitting on top and some ocean at the bottom. So yeah, Cliffhanger still just looks like an amorphous blob that I think kind of looks like a weird little geometric dude. And now he's got enough in it that it looks like, see, here's his shoulders. These are like his little scrawny little legs. And now got enough here that he looks like he's arms akimbo. And I don't know about a head yet, but to me, it looks like a strange little body. So, one of the things I did was I skipped one of my projects to get an extra day on Dragons of the Sabbat. And I got quite a bit done on Dragons of the Sabbat because I was still on break. Oh, no, wait. No, I wasn't this week. That's wishful thinking on my part. But looky here. Got some more done on the center. You can almost see all of the star. And it is on Creationist Blue. It's a printed fabric by Paine, not Paine Free Crafts. That's who's got this chart now, by Fabric Flare. And it's nice. It's like, it's got a good texture, so it's not like stiff. I know that can be like with Ada, you don't want it to be too tight, but you don't want it to be too loose. And this is one of those hoops that I got at Savers, and I like that because it's got the inner hoop has a little lip on it, and you actually, I think it helps keep the fabric a little tighter. And you pop it in. But yeah. Ooh, he's so pretty, all those purples. Then I worked on, actually one of the early things I did in the week was worked on my Overlook Sal by Robin Allen, and it's on like a smoky gray. I'm doing it 2/1, and I keep skipping the top of these ladies' heads, the girls' heads. In the movie, they're twins. In the book, they're actually 2 years apart. Because some of the colors that I need for that particular block are in another project, so I skipped it. But what I did is I went to this room here and I started working on this. This will be the famous carpet from the Overlook Hotel with the tricycle in the middle. So I worked on a bunch of the black for that carpet. So that was what I chose to work on. I need to still fill in these windows up here and then work my way down. And I'm going to do a combo of 2 different versions of the pattern at the bottom, which I will explain when I actually get there. This is by Kick Stitches. It is in bulk. So Kick Stitches did a series of 8 pentacles for the Wiccan holidays, and my son-in-law is Wiccan, is a practicing Wiccan. So I already made one of them for him, and I am working on my second one. And this is in bulk. So there will be, this is like, this is supposed to be like hay or straw. And then this down here will be like a lily, I think, or an orchid. And just, this is some of the branches. And I got enough fabric so I could do all of them on the same fabric. This is to go with his altar for his prayers or spells, depending on what your preferred nomenclature is. So when I finish this, it will go in a 6-inch hoop, and it will have all these beautiful things on it. So I got a little progress on that. I'm just piling stuff up in my lap because I have to pack it all the way up when I leave, or else the cat will get the needles. And we can't have a kitty playing with needles and thread. So I don't usually do part threads, but for one of my March Madness, I just did each year of Frogwarts as a separate entry for the big, and I finished the big challenge, the yearly challenge, which was 2,025 stitches in 25 projects. So this I've finished. For that project, this counts as, since it's all on one fabric, it counts as one thing. But for my March Madness, I did each year as a separate entry. So one of the prompts this week too was Stitch in Red. So that's Bandana by Classic Colorworks there at the bottom. And I had to reload my thread, but then I finished my challenge. So then I moved on to something else, and I just put the thread partway through the fabric just so it wouldn't be so long, because I was going to go work on another part of this. So there is year 1. And the other part I was going to work on that was year 3, and it matched a couple of the prompts in, as well as was one of my challenge pieces for March Madness. So I finished Ridiculous, and then this is Proclamation 394, and or the beginning of it. So that is where I got on year 3 of Frogwarts. And I am still looking forward and excited about my my second retreat. It's still a digital retreat, but my second retreat in July. So I do have one new start for you. It is my 13th new start of the year. I have one more start scheduled for this month. Another small, since I finished 2 of my new starts already. This is Old World Map by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what it'll look like. I actually printed out the cover page this time. I think the 310 Stitchers working on the butterfly and flower version of this. I know there's a couple of different, but this fit something related to school. It was also one of my March Madness picks. And we got something angelic, and there's the little cherubs at the top, so it fits several of my prompts. I started this yesterday. I got 611 stitches yesterday. I have one more weekly challenge that I will work on after I get back from my stitch together. The kitty is fussing. He wants something. I don't know what he wants, but he wants something. But this is on 25 count. I'm doing it 1/1, so it's the lighting in Caribou is not good enough for 25 count, at least not for my eyeballs. If you've got good enough eyesight to do 25 count in relatively not super bright light, then good on you. You're lucky. You got good genetics with your eyes. So here is, I did a top left corner, which I don't usually do, but I know a lot of people like it on full coverage, and I'm thinking that if I go from the top left down, I'll have less of the issues where, you know how sometimes if you need to go up and to the left with a stitch, you get that weird pull, and so the stitch doesn't look quite as neat. But I started in the corner, so that's like the frame, and then there's a tan frame, and this will be the tree up in the corner. And I think you can already kind of see. Ooh, I'm trying to see what I am. And so I just followed it down, and I'll work on this again today while we play Deadlands. So that is that. I don't really have any, that's all the stitching. I don't have any haul. The only haul I got this week was like some glue to fix one of our utensils. Our ice machine broke, so I'm having to go through the process of that warranty process. I sent out the email with all the requested information yesterday, so hopefully we'll be getting a new ice maker. Very crucial. My husband loves to chew ice and likes cold beverages. And now the cat, if you saw his little cat butt, he likes to drink out of our water cups, and so he is now, here, let's see. See? We have to do this with our cat. And if there's not enough water in there for him to drink it, he will knock it over to get the water. He has a water fountain that has running water in it all of the time, and he chooses to drink out of ours. He will drink out of his water too, but if he can, he will drink out of ours. So there is your gratuitous kitty drinking out of my dragonfly cup. All right. Well, that's all I've got for you. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera, moving it about a bit. I'm hoping that the weather continues to warm and we get some good weather. I'm looking forward to my next day off from work so I can get some serious stitching time. I will work on the stuff that won the first round, the Sweet 16, so I'm down to 8 projects. So for the next 7 days, I'll be working on those. I'm supposed to be working on the Supernatural Sal by the Witchy Stitcher today, but I wanted to get my last challenge done, and I really wanted to work a little bit more on the world map, so I'm skipping that today. I could have taken it with me to my stitchy thing because it's on like 14 count, but I wasn't feeling that one today. So I will put away the projects I'm not working on this week, pull out the projects for the next 7 days, and figure out what my prompts are for this next week because I don't know what the weeklies are yet. Not much going on other than work as usual. Excuse me. I hope you are all well, and I hope you have a great week of stitching. May today be kinder to you than yesterday, and tomorrow be kinder to you today. Bye. See you next week.